Hello there, and welcome to our very first ever podcast. I am Sausage, also known as Magmajaw, and for those who want to know, my real name is Callum, and my cohort here is...
Hi, my name is Meatball, and mostly names are Hegger, and if you want to know, like Callum says, my name's Joe.
And just a heads up for everybody watching, if you have little ears and you don't really want them hearing this, this is going to pretty much be an 18 plus podcast, so there will be swearing, there will be probably subjects of a sensitive nature that they don't really want to hear. This is just an area for us to just chill and relax and say some funny things.
It's just a warning, really, because, once we relax, we do forget about our audience. And,
we do.
We just jabber on saying bullshit, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. We just those of you who know us from the YouTube, which we'll get into very soon,
we will.
They will definitely know that once we start talking, we don't stop, as the videos do show.
Right.
So because sorry, continue. I interrupted him.
No, it's very professional that we do,
Yeah, if you wanted a professional podcast, you came to the wrong place.
Right, so. Yes, as you know, we are mainly on our YouTube series, but we'd like to have a little branch out of that and start our new podcast, really.
Yeah.
But this first one will be on YouTube, just to let everybody know. Then, if it gets more popular, who knows, we can put it onto a podcast website. We have got one in the pipeline.
Yeah, we've been looking around to keep it, we've been looking at websites so that we know where to put one.
Yeah, but if you guys have got any ideas of good ones, then just let us know. Like we said, this is our first time. We want to give you guys a good, we'll see. We'll give ourselves an hour, maybe talking about games. News, questions.
We've got all sorts of things coming up.
We've got jokes. We've got.
Oh, and the jokes aren't good. Just a heads up there.
No. I spent about 10 minutes looking on the internet for jokes.
Yeah, so you can tell he just grabbed the first that he saw.
Yeah. So, Meatball, Sausage. Sorry.
Sausage. He's already getting my name wrong, and he's known me years.
Just explain what we're going to do.
Okay, so pretty much this podcast is just an area that we wanted to branch away from YouTube, as obviously Meatball said, and because we always just rant on about God knows what in videos, and we wanted a section where we could do that without it making the video astronomically long. So in this podcast, you can expect things from YouTube news, which will be like incoming videos that we've probably got in the pipeline somewhere, I don't know where, explaining some ideas we may be having for YouTubes, and we'll give you the address fairly soon. This is just the intro. Also, a few other things we can expect is gaming news, like things that have interested us maybe, or games we've been playing, or things we've played in the past, some things that we'd like to talk about involving Steam, which we'll definitely get into in a bit.
Oh, yes. We've heard some really bad news.
Not just heard, discovered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
We did some digging into Steam, and it turns out Steam has a dark side not many people know of. Or we think not many people are aware of. This is why we like getting into debates sometimes. And as obviously Meatball mentioned, we've got the funny news coming up, and then we've got a few Q&As from our subscribers from YouTube, which are meatlings for those who don't know.
Yes, we've asked on Steam and in our, I think, was it on our video, one of our videos?
No, it was just Steam.
Was it just Steam? Okay,
yeah, those of you that have been lucky enough to add us to Steam got a question. Yeah,
basically, we had one from Rosie, Wamsy. This is all our YouTube names, I'm guessing. It's not their proper names. Ginger John and John Wrong. They're the ones we've got questions from, but we'll talk about that when we get to that section.
Which is pretty much towards the very end of the podcast.
Yes, but I'd like to mention their names.
No, that's perfectly fine. Just obviously, because if they're wondering, did my question get answered? They'll know at the very beginning. Yes, we're going to answer your questions. What the answers are, wait and see. Or if you're really cheeky, fast forward to the end.
Yes, if you're not interested in YouTube news, gaming news, funny news, jokes, and then go straight to the end.
Yeah, skip to the end. Anyway, I think it's best if we move on to YouTube because we've done the intro.
Yes, YouTube news.
YouTube news.
Right,
YouTube news. That's a funny transition we did there.
Oh, most definitely. We are professional podcasters, as you really know already.
Professional. Yes. I think we kind of bodged up an intro there.
Wow, who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, YouTube news. Some YouTube. Before we even get into news.
My God! Really?
To all of the people who are brand new just to this podcast. I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, you've already found out what our YouTube channel is. But for those who, in case we have uploaded it elsewhere, our YouTube channel name is Meatball and Sausage. You can put that into Google and it comes up. You can put that into the search part of YouTube and it will come up. Feel free to give us a subscribe if you like the stuff we do.
If you don't,
don't worry.
If that's not your, if that's not your thing, and just podcasts are, then we'll be, if it gets popular on our YouTube channel, then we'll carry on doing it. What we've discussed, I think at the moment we are going to be doing it every 2 weeks. So we Meatball, Sausage.
You'll get that right one day. That's the second time you've got that wrong.
Well, I like to talk to myself,
Yeah, I can imagine just stood in the mirror. I am so handsome.
Meaty goodness.
Oh, look at me and my gorgeous beard. I don't know why I have to sound remotely Spanish.
You always have to put your inner self out, don't you, sometimes?
So technically you're saying my inner self is Spanish?
Well, yeah, it could be,
Oh my good grief. Anyway, as he was saying... Continue. Yeah, you were saying something.
Was I saying something?
You've forgotten already.
Shall we just go on to the news?
Yes, that was the YouTube news we're talking about.
Oh, okay. Well,
oh my God.
Okay, we've got some incoming videos. Right, yes.
Yeah, well, what you was discussing was we were potentially bringing up these fortnightly.
Ah.
If you remember...
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty much what we discussed. They should be every 2 weeks. We're not going to nail that down and have it as solid evidence saying, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Purely because real life will get in the way. It's guaranteed.
Real life situations, yeah. I mean, at the moment, we both, are dolls, scum. So basically, it depends on the doll people and also our health and other situations that might occur.
To put it in a nicer way, instead of saying we're doll scum.
Go on then.
We are both currently claiming benefits due to health issues.
Sugarcoat it for us.
Yes, there you go. But yeah, it's absolutely hilarious because half the time we try and set down something to record and then bang, something gets in the way, so...
Yeah.
Typical. But moving on to videos. For those who want to know what videos we actually have on the YouTube's channel, from the very beginning we started doing retro games.
Yeah, we started doing, was it Mario Kart, wasn't it?
Our first ever Let's Play was Mario Kart, and the funny part about that was it was recorded through a webcam.
Oh, those are the days.
A Microsoft webcam.
But it was fun.
It was a lot of fun to do, but you'll notice that the video editing back then would be subpar compared to what I'm doing at the moment.
Definitely. I mean, the actual intro was about, 2 minutes long, wasn't it?
Slight exaggeration, but I actually love that intro. It's just
I do
purely because it's the first ever intro I ever did.
Yeah, I know, it was great. I mean, I sometimes go back and watch it as well. So
yeah,
if I wanted some retro goodness. And then what did we do?
We've done all sorts of stuff from Streets of Rage. Get ready for the episode of 8 megabytes of RAM. That's a classic one.
One of Meatball's, mine, many cock-ups.
Yes, he has many cock-ups, trust me. And a few other things we have done, I'm not sure how far forward this is going, but we've done Meatball versus Sausage, where me and Mr. Meatball here had actually played a game against one another. So I think one of them we did was Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry, I'm not sure what the full title is. But,
no, but you'll find the video somewhere in there.
But that was the greatest one, in my opinion. We also done did we do Mortal Kombat as well?
No, I don't think it was that. I think it was Streets of Rage.
Primal, wasn't it, as well? It was
Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct, yes, that's the one.
We did Streets of Rage, Killer Instinct. We've also done TF2.
TF2, yes, we did that as well with some meatlings, didn't we?
I believe we did.
Or we did ask them to do it, but we never got round doing it. I don't know.
We have always been wanting to get involved in multiplayer games with the meatlings.
Yes, as well as that driving game as well, but we never got around to doing that either.
No, and the closest thing that we ever got to with multiplayer was when we did the Minecraft server. But yeah, so before we start dipping into a gaming section, pretty much we've got a whole backlog of videos on there, and it's just a load of gaming nonsense.
How many were there? How many is this? Did you say it was nearly 400?
We've got almost 400 videos on there, yeah. Yes, 370 to be exact.
Yeah, so you have got a lot of catching up to do if you're new.
Yeah, and there's also Minecraft on there, for in case you are wondering, for Minecraft fans. There's a Let's Build a Science Lab playthrough sort of thing, which I've done, because I'm a really decent Minecraft builder, not to toot my own horn. And it's actually got some amazing views on there.
We are big fans of the Yogscast. Put them out there.
Yeah,
they're the biggest YouTubers in the UK.
Yeah, so we have to also have a special personal thank you to Yogscast in the Littlewood, also known as Martin, as he says, for giving us an awesome shout out.
Because without him, we wouldn't have been here with our how many subs now?
We're up to, currently 426. It's pretty much getting really difficult to get our channel noticed, because obviously YouTube's changing all the time, the front and back end's changing all the time, so getting your channel out there and getting everybody to notice you is really difficult to do. So this is another reason why we're branching out into podcasts, to try and get more people to come in and say, hey, these guys are awesome, let's watch some of their stuff.
I mean, basically, we could spend a lot of money getting us out there, but we don't have that money.
Yeah, we don't.
But we'd like to, to get more popular. At least 100,000 more subs.
If we woke up one morning and we looked and it said 94,000 subscribers to the channel, I think we would both just die.
And we'll probably say fuck off to the to the government, won't we?
We'll just walk straight into that job centre and say, hey, we're famous now, bye.
Exactly.
Although we do have to remember that YouTube do take a percentage. We are trying to get it to the point where we can actually live off of this, because both me and Meatball here will both agree on this. Gaming is one of our biggest passions since we were both little kids.
I mean, I've worked in the industry for 8 years.
He even served me countless times.
Yeah, it was great. I used to work for a firm called Game Station. They were a shop, a retail outlet, and they got bought out by Game.
Which sounds peculiar, but try and follow on.
Yeah, so basically, we have got a lot of knowledge, and that's how I met Sausage.
Yeah.
I was serving him, and I'd let him get into the story of what he used to do to consoles.
Oh God, yeah. Well, to give you a bit of back history, I know we're in the YouTube section, but a little bit of back history about myself. I used to be a console gamer, strictly console gamer, all the way up until really Meatball here went out with my sister. She is also featured in some videos, in case you're wondering, on the YouTube. Her name's Cherry Pie. That's my sister, so don't suddenly think, okay, who's this random girl? But Meatball is dating Cherry Pie, if you're thinking, so he's going out with my sister. But before that even happened, we used to go into his Game Station store, and I used to just trade console after console after console, and the reason was I got bored of the games on it.
Right. Tell them what you did to an Xbox, quite a nice Xbox.
Okay, for those of you
for
those of you who know what we're discussing here, the original Xbox, I'm not talking about 360, I'm on about that big fat chunky black thing you've had sat on your shelf for years. Now, a while ago they released a crystal Xbox, and you could get it in two variety of colours. One was light blue and one was pretty much clear. I had the clear one, the rarer one, and I've traded that in. Nintendo GameCube. They released multiple colours of Nintendo GameCube, from purple to black, which were the original ones. Then you had a platinum one, I think.
Yes, it was, yeah. And a pearl white.
Yeah, and then you had the pearl white one. I had all four at one go. The pearl white one, being the rarest, I've also traded in.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who don't know what trading in is, it's pretty much you take your old consoles and games, you take them back to the store, they'll give you what is known as store credit, so it's kind of money to spend just in that store on new games and new consoles.
Yeah, so basically it's part exchange.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, I mean, you get brand new games with a discount if you trade in basically your old games.
So for all the Americans out there, it's pretty much your local GameStop.
Yes, that is right, yeah.
Yeah. So, for those of you, let's just wrap up the YouTube section just quickly. Those of you who are interested in subscribing to the channel, head to Meatball and Sausage right now. Give us a sub. We will be putting up the, if you're just wanting the podcasts, sub anyway, because that's where they'll go to start with.
Yeah. What we're going to do, like, what we have in the pipeline, because that's one of the things we'd like to explain to them.
Pretty much what's coming up is, if you like the game The Escapists, I'm currently doing a playthrough on that. I'm going to try and escape all prisons. Already got an out-of-centre perks. I'm now in the second prison, which is Stalak Flucht, I think, from what I remember. Meatball here will be getting involved in the Meaty Sneak Peeks. There are a few already on there. Meaty Sneak Peeks are where we play about half an hour of a game, showing you what it's about, letting you know what we think of it, and if you like it, go buy it. There'll always be a link in the description. If it's a free one, bonus.
Exactly. Exactly. We're not the richest people in the world, so
no.
I do look out for the most, the free titles, and there is some really good ones out there. I've just been introduced to a game called Nosgoth. Which is basically if you know a game called TF2, which has been out for many years. It's like that in a way, but it's humans versus vampires. And basically there is loads of different classes. I think there's about 7 or 8 different classes in each, human and vampires. And it's such an amazing game. It's no way play to win. It's just basically you get in there, it's fast and frantic. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
You can watch a video on it. That's what I did, and see what it's like. And it is honestly, that's one of the games I'd like to play with Sausage.
Yeah, we'll definitely
in the future.
We'll definitely be doing that as a meaty sneak peek. We're going to try and congeal a whole load of the old playlists to sort of like make it in the same thing, if that makes any sense. So Meatball vs Sausage was a separate playlist. Then we had like some sneaky peeks back in the day, which were a separate playlist. We're going to try and mash them all into one thing. So it's just a meaty sneak peek that involves him. So it could be us going against each other. It could be us sat in the same room playing a single player. It could be anything. So if you are interested in gaming, our channel is specifically gaming.
That is Meatball and Sausage, if you didn't get that. So yeah, go and look us up, and I'm sure you'll have some good laughs.
Yeah.
Again, we are not classed as professional people.
No, we're not.
We do not put ourselves out to be professional people. Just to put that.
Although I will say that the videos are somewhat professional, because we've got an intro, an outro, and the mic quality is fairly decent. So we are getting better. We're getting better. Yes. We're improving slowly, but we're getting better. Anyway, gaming section. Let's go.
Okay, so what we'd like to say in this, like Sausage says, we've got like games that we've played recently.
Yeah.
Shared thoughts on upcoming games, discuss gaming news, games played in the past, and obviously the Steam concerns what we have.
Yeah.
So what do you want to go for first?
We'll go, considering it's going to be the shortest section for you, we'll go covering the games that we have played recently.
Okay, cool. Well, as some people might know, on our YouTube channel, Meatball and Sausage.
Good plug-in.
Basically, I have been a fan of World of Warcraft since it came out of beta.
Probably even before that, since the dawn of time.
And it's... What is it now? Is it 10 years, I think it is, coming up soon?
I think it's gone past 10.
Is it really?
I think it's
not
11
sure.
This year.
Wow.
There you go. I think last year was the 10th anniversary, because that's when they introduced the new Molten Core raid.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, I've been playing that for a long time.
10 years of his life, yeah.
I've got, what was it, around about... Well, I know I've got 11 level 100s.
And for those wondering, that's the max level.
That's the max level of the latest patch, which is Warlords of Draenor.
You mean expansion?
Expansion, did I say patch?
You said patch. Just because
I'm so sorry.
For those who don't know what World of Warcraft is, give them a little brief explanation first, because they're probably confused.
Well, World of Warcraft is basically a paid online multiplayer RPG, which is basically a horde versus alliance.
Good versus bad, pretty much.
Good versus bad, and you've got loads of lore, loads of stories going on. With like many varies of demons, there's titans, there's gods, there's
elementals.
Also,
don't forget the elementals.
Yes, Mr. Fiery Magmajaw. Yes.
Yes. I just have a huge thing for Ragnaros. If anyone knows who Ragnaros is, he's my man. He is my awesome man. Firelands has also been dubbed my backyard.
Yes, your backyard, your home, your where you go to just to chill out, because it's a lot of flames, a lot of fiery stuff goes on there, and basically it is a fantastic game. There's loads to do. There's I could go on forever. I can actually go on for a whole hour of it.
You could have your own separate podcast for WoW.
I could, and I would.
You probably would, yeah, knowing you. There might actually be, for those interested, a meaty sneak peek on World of Warcraft, just so we can cover a bit more in better detail when we're not so bloody nervous about what WoW is.
I think what we could do is take 5 minutes of each section. What you could do, there's PvP, there's PvE, there's
pet battles.
Various achievements. There's also something called pet battles,
for those who love Pokemon.
Yeah, like Pokemon, I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty much just that. You catch a whole bunch of pets. There are, I think, around 750 different pets. I mean, I say different, some of them do have the same looks, but they have different movesets. So it is pretty much just Pokemon in WoW, so yeah.
So there's so much you can do in World of Warcraft because it's been out for such a long time, and it is still the most popular online MMORPG.
Yeah, pretty much. Played anything else instead of WoW? Because you keep tooting that horn.
Like I said, I played on Nosgoth.
Yeah.
I played about an hour of it just to see what it's like, and I love it to bits. What else have I been playing?
Have you touched your Saints Row yet?
Saints Row on my PS4. I played about 2 hours of it. Love it to bits.
For those who are wondering, that's Saints Row 4, isn't it?
Yeah, Saints Row. Yeah, Saints Row the 4th. Yeah, I know you don't like it as much. So Cherry Pie's
it's hard. It's hard to explain for me. Saints Row the 4th. I got most of the DLC, and I actually finished the main storyline. And I don't know. I get what they're trying to do, but it's kind of like GTA. In case you don't know, for those who don't know, it's a Grand Theft Auto style game. And they throw comedy in it more than... they don't take themselves seriously. Now, I think they went a little too far, because in this one they brought like an alien invasion.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just couldn't feel the same vibe I got from like Saints Row the Third, which was the first one I actually played, sadly. I have been playing Saints Row 2, and in my opinion, I prefer them out of 3 and 4.
I was just about to say my favourite one is Saints Row the Third, because it's more realistic.
Yeah.
It's got a better storyline, much better than the fourth. But the fourth is more outrageous.
Yeah.
It's out there. You've got, what's it called? Dildo, bloody weapons.
That's in 3, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Oh, it's also in this one as well.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and there's other interesting weapons you can use.
Yeah, like the alien probe. Have you seen that one yet?
The alien probe? No, I haven't. No.
Well, it's kind of like this giant stick. Well, it's really hard to explain, but kind of imagine like a giant staff.
Yeah.
A cattle prod almost, and on the end it's got a tongue in this machine thing.
Oh,
it's
wow.
really weird. And what you do is you walk up to a random person, turn them round, ram it up their butt, and you fire them off into the sky.
That's incredible.
It's hilarious. Right, so is that pretty much everything you've played recently?
No, I've also played Path of Exile with you.
Oh, yeah, that's that other free-to-play game. It's like Diablo.
Diablo 3.
You like a lot like Diablo 3, yeah.
Basically, it's Diablo 3 done right.
Ooh, for someone who's a Blizzard fan,
right there.
For someone who's a Blizzard fan, that's a kick in the teeth.
Yeah, it is, because Path of Exile, it's amazing. It's free to play.
Yeah, although technically you can't really complain because you got Diablo 3 for free with the year pass.
Yeah, but have you seen the path?
Yeah, for those who actually want to just fall with their jaw on the floor, go to Google and type in Path of Exile's talent points. And
exactly.
My God, there's over 1,000.
And it's just they're updating it daily as well. They've got out new dungeons and new spells and all sorts. It's awesome, just incredible. And the last game I've played quite recently is H1Z1.
Oh yeah.
Which didn't get out. The release date wasn't that great, and when it came out, it was a bit pile of wank, basically.
It was a big pile of wank.
Basically.
Oh God.
But now it's really good. It's definitely on par with DayZ. Which, like Sausage would tell you, sounds like a flower.
It does, because technically, if you have the letter Z on its own, in the English language, you have to capitalise it. So technically, you're supposed to say DayZ, but everywhere I see, everyone's saying Daisy, but that sounds like a bloody flower.
Yeah.
It really does. So anyway, games that I've recently been playing.
What have you been
playing? Pretty obvious one, Minecraft. Only, I don't usually play on the vanilla stuff. I'm more of the modded guy. I like to go into some supreme depth for modded Minecraft, because anything that has a mod that's super deep, I like diving into, because it's new stuff to mine up, you've got new machines and stuff to create, especially also magic ones, you've got all sorts of spell combinations. So modded Minecraft is something I really enjoy.
Fair enough.
On the YouTube channel, Meatball and Sausage, I've recently been playing The Escapists. It's an absolutely fantastic little indie game. You pretty much spend your time as an inmate in a jail, and your task is to escape without being caught.
Hence the title.
It's a lot harder to do than you might think. Although the first prison, if you watch my videos, the first prison's actually really easy to escape from. You only need 4 plastic knives and 4 plastic forks. And that gets you out of the jail on the second. It's kind of like the second day. You're out of jail on the second day, so you're not even in there for a week or even a month or anything. You're just out. Anything else that I've been playing? I also play WoW. For those wondering, I play World of Warcraft 2. It was a Meatball here who actually got me and my sister Cherry Pie into it.
And your mum.
and my mum. My mother is 45 and she plays World of Warcraft. So any people in the EU servers, EU servers only, mind, because I don't think Americans can play EU servers. So if you're in the EU servers and you happen to be on Emerald Dream, give us a whisper. Say hi. Say that you watch the podcast. That'll be absolutely mind-numbing.
I mean, we do have quite a lot of characters, so
just pick one you're on mostly.
Probably, actually, at the moment, my main is a priest. Is a what are they called? Oh,
can't even remember the name of his characters. He's got that many.
God, that is so bad.
If you I'll butt in then.
Not the healers. What's the DPS one called?
Shadow Priest.
That's the Badger. Yes. Basically, I'm on a guy called. Actually, it's called Meatball Heals.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one that I saw you on the other day when you was looking at the vendor, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's my that's my main. He's badass.
Yeah. So look for Meatball Heal.
What about yourself?
Magma Joe, plain and simple. It's a Worgen Warlock. That's just the simplest thing. So remember, that's Emerald Dream on the EU servers. If we happen to be online, just give us a whisper, which is private personal message for those who don't know.
we'll gladly talk, and
we'll say hi.
We do. Well, I do at the moment have a guild, which is almost empty,
and which is very misleading to people when they see the title of the guild.
Yes, it is Norwegian Vikings.
Yet we're not Norwegian. Explain how we got this guild, though.
I can't remember. I think I just bought it off someone.
Did. You bought it off of a random person who said he's selling a guild for 200 gold. So Mr. Meatball here decides to go up and buy it, and then when we get the title, Norwegian Vikings, he's like, oh god. Because everyone talks to us in Norwegian now.
Yeah, so basically we just have to say, we're Norwegian, we're not anything to do with that. We just bought this guild called Norwegian Vikings.
But we can discuss WoW more at a later date.
Anyway,
like in other podcasts, we can go into more detail into WoW.
We are digressing from the subject.
We may even have a WoW section if you guys out there actually are interested in that.
Yes, I am.
I thought you would be. Anyway. Other things that I have been playing. Let me see off the top of my head. I recently started playing Besieged.
Yes, you put me onto that on Steam, and
it's really interesting. It's an early access, but we'll get into Steam early access very soon. Trust me. It's early access, which for those who don't know what you mean, it's not finished. You're allowed to play the game before it's finished, but it's really good. You pretty much spend your time building up these crazy contraptions to complete a puzzle. So the best thing to describe it is destroy buildings is your task. You build any machine you want that you could ever imagine to destroy a building, whether it be a giant penis with a flamethrower on the end, or a tank that's just pretty much made up of bombs. You can do it. Anything you want, you can do it.
You said to me it sounds like a little bit like Lego in a way.
It is sort of, because you piece them all together.
Yeah.
And it's really peculiar though, because considering it's not finished, there's a lot of game there.
Yes.
It's infinite.
Sorry. I'm sorry to be being quite interesting. Yes. But I was just basically looking on Google because we do want to talk about Steam early access.
Yeah.
In a little while.
Well, we can get onto that in a sec. So that's pretty much covered the games I've been playing recently. Anyway, thoughts on upcoming games that we might be interested in. I was recently shown a little thing on Facebook about a new ToeJam & game coming up.
Yes, it's at the moment. It's in Kickstarter.
Yes, pre-alpha. You can't even get access to it just yet. But you've seen it is in Kickstarter.
For us being retro fans.
Oh god.
You used to play that with your sister quite a lot, and you loved it, didn't you?
Here's the thing. I have a guilty pleasure for all three of the ToeJam & games. A lot of people hated Panic in Funkatron and the other one, Mission to Earth, but for some reason, considering I played during my childhood, they have sort of a soft spot in my heart. I've always liked them, and I know I can appreciate why people don't like them from like a professional gaming point of view. They are quite pants, but as a fan of ToeJam & I actually do like them. And the fact they've got a new one coming out that sort of mimics the first ever game released, but brought to a brand... It's almost Don't Starve art style. Almost like that. It's kind of comic book style for the art style they're doing. And it plays the same way as the original one. So if you like ToeJam and Earl, the original game, head over to Google, type in ToeJam and Earl. I can't remember the name of it, but there'll be a Kickstarter page, and drop some money on it.
Definitely. It's so worth it.
It certainly would be.
So, I mean, I think I only watched Sausage play it for about half an hour.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, but what he was saying, he was raving about it.
And for those who have no idea what ToeJam and Earl is, it's two aliens that come from a planet Funkatron, already awesome, and they are just crazy. They've got ToeJam, who is a three-legged red alien, and Earl, who is a big, fat, cheesy puff type guy who's bright orange, and they just have kind of like gangster-esque sort of things about them, like they wear bling, and they try and act cool, and they do attacks called Funk Fu. It's just crazy. It's awesome stuff.
So I really am trying to... Have you got that saved, the Steam Access?
Steam Access? What do you mean?
Early Access, rather.
As in problems that it had?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got them stored in my head.
Oh, have you?
Yeah,
okay,
don't worry about it. I've got that all covered.
Okay, we could cut this bit out, by the way.
No, don't worry about cutting it out. We're unprofessional.
No? Oh, unprofessional, yes.
Anyway, ToeJam and Earl is a good game I'm looking forward to. I don't know if there's any more. I mean, obviously GTA 5 for PC, but that's probably about the only few games I'm really looking forward to this year.
That is a different subject altogether, isn't it? Because I think it's again been put back.
Has it?
Yeah, it's now April. It's coming out.
I had no idea. So it's not even out in March anymore.
No, sorry to tell you. I thought you would know about it.
No, I've not seen it because the last I heard was it was pushed back from January release to a March release, and now it's April.
Yeah. Let me just get the actual date.
Oh my god, Rockstar! What are you doing?
GTA.
You're killing me.
5 for the PC. Oh.
So in 2016, when GTA 5 is released for PC,
it would be
I
good.
will be super happy. Hang on, GTA 5. I can actually get onto it. Its profile. Yeah, it's coming April 14th now.
There you go, April 14th.
Oh, hang on, no. Yes, no? Hang on, GTA 5 online update. Online heists are coming on March 10th. But GTA 5 for PC is coming... Oh, yeah, April 14th. God damn you, Rockstar! I pre-ordered it as well.
Sorry to say that to you.
Not a problem. But yeah, that'll be something I'm still looking forward to. Anything you're looking forward to, Meatball, then we'll jump into Steam.
I really haven't got a clue what's coming out.
You don't?
Because I'm so engrossed in World of Warcraft, I don't really look for new games.
You just play them as in when you see them, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, you usually tell me, this is a good game, try it.
Yeah.
Then I will.
Well, we're both very much like that. The only way we ever find out about a game coming out is if we see something on YouTube, we see it advertised on Steam, or we happen to spot it in a shop.
Yeah.
That's about it.
You told me about Just Cause 2 online.
Yeah.
And we had about an hour on that, didn't we? And I loved it.
It was mental.
You know, if it was something, GTA 5 is anything to do with that, I mean, it will be one of the best games ever.
It is. GTA 5 Online is awesome if you can do it with friends. On your alone, it's kind of a harrowing, grindy experience, so it's best played with friends. That's just point blank. GTA 5 is best played with friends.
Okay, should we go on to Steam?
Oh boy, yes. Right, before we go into this, I just want everybody to know, me and Meatball have been avid Steam fans for many, many years, but I have recently discovered some stuff on Steam that has, in point-blank terms, pissed me off.
Yes, highly pissed us off.
Okay, so first of all, we'll go into something. For those who don't know, Steam is a place where you can buy online games. Well, I say online games. You buy games off of the internet. It's a store that you download them from, a digital store. You get games digitally.
A digital store, you won't get the hard copy.
Yeah, there's no such thing as hard copies. Now, they've recently introduced something a little while ago called Steam Greenlight, where pretty much you can it's like Kickstarter. You put your idea up on Steam, if people like it, they'll give it a thumbs up. If you get enough of them, you'll get your game added to Steam, and then you can go on from there, because it's you drop it into early access, which is alpha, then beta, then release. However, there have been a shocking amount of games that have gone into early access that have never made it to release.
Can you remember the percentage? I think it was like
145% of the games that have been in early access on Steam have failed.
And that's what,
just take that in a moment.
So that's what?
I don't know.
So
I can't remember the exact numbers, but basically, a load of games have never made it.
I think it's up to the 300, 400s games that haven't been released.
And we're not bashing early access at all. It's just, I don't think it belongs on Steam, because Steam used to be a place where you could go for quality, top-notch, amazing games. But now, when it comes to a Steam sale, all we see is, early access thing, early access thing, early access thing.
They look great. I mean,
there's a lot of games on there with potential.
I've got, what's it called? That zombie game, survival zombie game. Not
7 Days to Die.
Yes, that was early access.
Yeah.
The Forest was early access. Was it called Nautica?
You mean Paranautical Activity?
It's about basically going into deserted islands.
Oh, I don't quite know.
Going underwater and.
There's a lot of early access games.
Basically, there's a lot of access. I mean, that was the two which I could think of at the moment.
Just to name a handful, just to name a few that are early access that are quite popular and doing really well. Prison Architect.
Yeah.
The Kerbal Space Program's one. The Escapist that I've recently been singing the airs and graces of was only recently released from early access. So
early access is a great idea,
but if executed wrongly, isn't it?
If it is carried up and released in a certain time date, there's one I can think of which really did piss me off when Sausage told me about it.
Is this the Stomping Lands?
And I'm getting onto the Stomping Lands.
Yeah. Thought so. Oh my god. I'll let him continue if he knows what he's talking about, but my god. Those of you who have already bought the Stomping Lands, you'll know exactly what we're about to say, but those of you who don't, all I know about the Stomping Lands is it's to do with dinosaurs and some kind of shooting thing.
How much is it on Steam? About 15 quid.
Yeah, about $14.99 in UK pounds.
In pounds.
Dollars. $14.99 UK pounds. So translated into dollars would probably be a bit more, something like $17.99. I don't know how it works.
Closer up to about $20, I would say. Anyway, pardon me, burping. Basically, it's never been released.
It's early access, yeah. Well, was early access.
Right, and also the company has gone bust.
Well,
is that correct?
As far as I'm aware, they announced that they weren't doing any more updates on the game because they couldn't do any more updates on the game. I don't know the full story behind why they weren't. It was just announced that they wasn't updating the game Stomping Lands anymore.
So basically, that is going to be an unfinished game.
On Steam, but that's not the part that's pissing us both off, because that happens.
Okay.
That's the risk you take when you buy into early access. You take the risk of the game may not be finished, so before you drop your money on it, you think to yourself, am I happy with the game as it is now to play it, and if it never updates?
What Steam have done,
it is annoying beyond belief.
Is the most annoying thing in a very long time for me. Right, okay. Basically, from September last year, this happened. Okay, the company says we are not going to be updating it at all.
Yeah, that was September 2014. For those wondering, in case you're listening to this in years later.
Today is the 28th of February.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure. I haven't looked today.
I'll go to quickly check.
Okay, go on. But basically, We looked last week, and it was still available to buy. An unfinished game that won't be updated any longer. Okay, so it's like a half a game is £15, and it won't get updated. So basically, what we have a problem is, why is it still on sale?
Yeah, why are they still selling a game that will never be finished?
It is not a game. A game is not finished. So why is it being sold?
Well, as far as I'm aware, I can't see it, so it might actually be gone now.
Okay, well that's cheered me up a little bit. But still,
it was on sale. It was on sale. He announced in September he would no longer actually be able to do it. The company announced they can't work on that game anymore. And February, when we looked, I think it was the 25th, it was still up for sale. That was... sorry, go on. So that was, so we see, September, October, November, December, January, February. That's almost half a year that game was still on sale and not being worked on.
To me, that is really bad.
That is piss poor for Steam. There's no other explanation for it. Steam should have had that game off within a month or so as soon as they realised they weren't going to update it anymore. No excuses.
Okay. We like Steam still.
Yeah, we do. We like Steam because it's the only place we go to buy. It's the only place we go to buy games for PC, really.
You know, there is other places that we could go to.
Yeah, plenty.
Yeah, but at the moment we're sticking with Steam
for now.
But there has got, you know, the green light situation has to change its way of bringing out games.
Yeah, because it's getting out of hand. Because so many people are dropping money into early access games on Steam, and in my opinion, it's kind of tarnishing what Steam's name used to mean, because they're not finishing their games. They're just taking the money, saying they can't do any more, and running off into the sunset with it.
Not good. Not good customer service.
It's not really good. It's really bad. And I feel bad for quite a lot of people, because I asked Meatball a question. Do they get to keep the game if it's removed from Steam for buying it? So, say for example, The Escapists. If that never released and that finished and I paid my money, they take it off Steam for you buying it. Will they then remove it from your library so you no longer can play that game? Because if that's the case, that is very bad.
What if, though, Sausage, if, by all means, you know, I don't think this is going to happen for a long time, but what if Steam actually ceased to exist?
Yeah, I was discussing this with Meatball a while ago. Think about this carefully. All you Steam customers out there that have pretty much bought an ass ton of games on Steam. You don't get to keep your games if Steam goes bust, because you download them directly from Steam themselves. If Steam vanishes, your games go with them. Take that in a moment. You're buying all of these digital games, and you don't get any exe files to install on your computer to have as a back catalogue in case you need to. You have to download them from Steam. Steam disappears, your games go.
Is that classed as theft?
I technically no, purely because if it's not, it all depends on how the company ends up going out. I don't really know much about it, so I'm not going to dive into it, but if they do disappear, they're not really stealing unless they just disappear with your money.
Because that is, I mean, we go into it, you know, we do probably go into it thinking nowadays that, we buy this game and it's our responsibility, what we do with it then, you know. But then, if Steve's not going to give us the actual game, I mean, you know, if Steam ever goes down, you know, like offline,
I think the way Steam should function is pretty much, I think Green Man Gaming do this. You allowed to download the exe file from them, and then when you run the exe file on your computer, that'll actually just install the game. So technically you are downloading the game, but in a compressed form for you to install at a later date. You're not directly downloading and installing at the same time.
Right. That's a better format.
So what you can do is, I've got 170 games on Steam. I've just checked that. I've got 170 games. If that disappeared, I lose 170 games. That's probably thousands of pounds just gone. That would be nice if I could have like a hard drive where I could just store them in a folder, all my games, as exe files, and then just install them as and when I want.
Yeah.
But they won't do that.
So, I mean, they need to change that, in my opinion. because
I just want to see some decent games appear on Steam for a change instead of early access all the time.
They are going to that kind of thing, aren't they?
Yeah, it's
kind of
literally it's almost like an early access only with a few AAA games here and there.
But perhaps are there enough AAA titles out there?
I don't know. It's really awkward considering I'm a massive Nintendo fan. A lot of these PC games that come out are just shooters.
Yeah.
Or they're just hack and slashy type games like Darksiders. Because the Darksiders, Dark Souls, they're all sort of similar in the genre. You still get your gear and slash people to death.
You've got MMOs.
Yeah, MMOs out there. I mean, I don't mind free-to-play games, but as long as the microtransactions don't block you from doing anything, they're fine.
And also pay to win.
Oh, pay to win pisses me off. Seriously, that's just... There's no point in that.
I mean, what is the idea of that?
It's a company saying, I know, let's put a price tag on this, and they'll do it.
Yeah, they are being very greedy.
I hate microtransactions. This is a pet peeve of mine. Just for all of you out there, microtransactions on everything and anything really do piss me off because they are absolutely astronomical sometimes.
Well, like 59p to get some more lives.
Or gems.
Or gems.
Oh, here's a game, Infestation. Isn't it Infestation?
Yeah.
Isn't that the game you play? I can't remember. It was one game, it's a zombie game. Pretty much, if you die in that zombie game, you have to pay to come back to life.
Or you have to wait,
a day.
I think it's an hour, or is it a day?
It's a day, full 24 hours. You die in that game, full 24 hours, you have to wait and you come back. As far as I'm aware.
I mean, that was uninstalled.
that is instant uninstalled.
I couldn't be doing with that again.
It's just no. But microtransactions seems to be a more common thing, though. Free-to-play game, microtransactions for all the good stuff.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, people are paying for it.
Yeah, I know they are.
But that's why they wouldn't have done it if people are not buying it.
I don't get what... I mean, obviously, it's got to be the new generation of gamers. Like, they're happy to pay continuously for a game. Because we were raised, and this makes us sound old, but we're not, because I'm 25, so I'm not old. We were raised with games. You pay money, get the game, that's it. You're done. You've got your game, you don't have to buy any more. DLC wasn't a thing. I mean, even some DLC can be dodgy with price tags, but yeah.
I mean, what's it called? Far Cry.
Far Cry, yeah.
Far Cry DLC. Borderlands DLC.
Oh god, Borderlands has got the most DLC I've ever seen on a game.
Borderlands, love the game.
Oh god, I'm a huge Borderlands fan. It's just the humour in that shooter is just awesome.
You know,
Claptrap for the win.
Oh, definitely. I saw a picture on Facebook.
Okay.
And it was a Claptrap hoodie.
Yes, I've seen that. I want that.
Oh, it's so cool. But yeah, DLC is ridiculous on that game, though.
Yeah, you pay something like £1.25 for a costume pack.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd probably say that's not that bad, but there's about 50 costume packs. So bad.
And also, what's it called? Saints Row is a bad thing for DLC.
A lot of games in that sort of type are like that, but what can you do, really? They're just going to keep doing it and people keep buying it, so that's what happens.
Well, that's our concerns on Steam.
Yeah. Right.
What do you guys think of that?
Yeah, that would be nice to hear. What do you think about the whole Steam thing? Like, do you think early access is a good thing, or are you sick and tired of seeing early access all the time like us, or what? That'd be nice to hear. Considering it's on YouTube, comment section below.
Hey! But, you know, is it just us moaning? Is
Probably
it just...
not. I think we do have genuine concerns for it. They're not exactly just we're whinging about something. It is something that is a genuine problem. Steam is getting a load of these games that aren't being finished, and it's tarnishing its name.
Please let us know, anyway.
Yeah, so, moving on to funny news!
Yes, this is what I'm looking forward to.
Okay, so who wants to go first?
I haven't really got anything.
Okay. Well, the funny news section is pretty much where we'll cover up some hilarious things. It's just a break away from the gaming, just for a bit of fun, bit of a laugh. It's not going to be too long, it's just a little bit. I actually don't really have news itself, But I do have 39 hilarious newspaper headlines. So pretty much headlines that come out and people didn't realise how stupid they were. So, before I continue, I will give you all a warning. There may be some things in it that are a sensitive nature that you might not like. There might be swearing, there might be rude stuff, who knows. But it's not me that wrote them, it's the trained journalistic professionals. So, Meatball, here's a few for you. See what you think.
Go on.
First one. Diana was still alive hours before she died. Yeah.
What?
Another one.
What? Where was that from?
I don't know. It doesn't say. It literally is just giving me the headlines. It just says...
Okay, fair enough.
It just shows me the headlines. It says here, student excited dad got head job. Yeah. Mississippi's literacy program shows improvement. They've misspelt Mississippi. So they actually had a typo in the word Mississippi for the literacy program shows improvement headline. Lady Jack's off to hot start in conference.
Jesus.
That is actually missing punctuation. Her name is Lady Jax. However, you meant to put Lady Jax apostrophe off to hot start in conference. But they've punctuated it. It says here, bugs flying around with wings are flying bugs. That's a headline. Bugs flying around with wings are flying bugs. I'll do it as a newsreader. That's hilarious. Republicans turned off by size of Obama's package. Go school still offering something special. Head.
What?
No, seriously.
I've got one here.
Girl school still offering something special in quotations, and then it kind of has like a dash, and then head, as in the head teacher said this. But it just looks like it's saying they offer head.
Head.
Yeah.
I've got one here. Someone stole an entire house in Oregon in America.
Stole an entire house?
Yeah.
How the hell do you steal a house?
I've got a news snippet here.
Oh my God.
A thief made off with an entire house in, Calumet Falls in Oregon. Sorry about the mispronounced it, but this week in a heist that would make Ocean's 11 blush.
Oh my
God. On
God.
Tuesday, the owner called the county sheriff office to report the house was missing.
I could just imagine the sheriff getting that call. Hello there, yeah, got a little problem. My house has been stolen. What?
Police spent 2 days searching and finally found the cabin on Thursday, at least a mile away from its foundation.
So not only did they steal the cabin, they stole it a mile away. Oh my God.
And apparently, legal dispute in which 3 people were claiming ownership of the home.
This is my home! No, this is my home!
And this is a little what someone said. We think that somebody busted out the foundation, jacked it up, put a lowboy underneath it, and lowered it down onto a lowboy and took it.
Oh my God.
That was just what someone said. Basically.
So even if it's nailed down in that state, you will probably lose it still.
Deputies reportedly have a list of suspects, but they would not release any more details about the owner or the investigation.
Don't worry, nothing will be stolen from our house. We're safe in here. Wait, why is it moving?
No charges have been filed at the moment.
Oh my God. That'll be interesting. When you go into jail, what were you in here for? I stole a house. What?
That would be the highlight of their day, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just jacked that thing up out the floor and stole it. Anyway,
go on, carry on with your list.
I've got a few more headlines here. Illiteracy and obstacle study finds. It literally says obstacle instead of obstacle. There's another one. Tiger Woods plays with own balls, Nike says. A rod goes deep, Wang hurt. Statistics show that teen pregnancy drops off significantly after the age 25.
What?
Exactly! Federal agents raid gun shop, finds weapons.
Oh my god.
And the last one that I can see here, marijuana issue sent to a joint committee.
That is awesome.
Oh my god, I see, these are some headlines that some idiots actually thought were hilarious.
Oh, sausage.
Yeah.
There's one here.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Go on.
Okay. Hell is for sale.
Wait, what? What? Hell is for sale?
And these damned artists would really like your help buying it.
Okay.
For do you want me to read a little on?
Yeah, go on, give us a snippet.
For the group that puts on an art show called Damned. An expedition of enlightened darkness, it's called.
Right.
The abandoned church seems to be an appropriate venue, but hosting 5 acres of hell is more fitting. The group called Damned stages an annual visual art show, masquerade, and performances in Detroit, in America again, is hell bent on raising
Good pun.
$1,333,663 to purchase the holdings of hell.
So they've got an area of land and they're calling it hell.
It's actually hell in Michigan, where members plan to build a performance arts center.
Oh my god. That's pretty grim. That is really grim.
Oh, no way. It is actually called hell.
Seriously?
The small town of Hell is a surprisingly popular destination located 60 miles west of Detroit.
So what state is that in?
Detroit. I'm not sure what state.
Did it say Michigan?
Michigan, that's the one, yeah.
So there's an actual village called Hell in Michigan.
Yeah.
Is that where Diablo staged?
Tourists can attend the annual Hearst feast or Blessed in Hell motorcycle rally.
Oh my god.
Marry in a church of love.
In front of Satan.
Or get a degree from Damnation University.
Oh god. That is bad.
Or just take pictures in front of the town sign to prove they visited the underworld.
And where does Deckard Cain fit in all of this?
Oh, wow.
Okay, so if you want to buy a slice of hell, go there.
Just one serious news as well.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Leonard Nemoy.
Nimoy. Yeah.
Which
yesterday, wasn't it? It was yesterday. Leonard Nemoy passed away, which is the 27th of the 2nd, 2015. Those of you out there who have no idea who that name is, it's Spock from Star Trek, the older Star Trek.
Best known as his role as Spock in Star Trek.
Yeah, he passed away at the age of 83.
He passed away in his home on Friday in Los Angeles.
Yeah, so in essence, we could kind of dedicate this first podcast to him. Put my teeth in.
Yeah.
So we just thought we'd mention that to you guys in case you didn't know, although it's everywhere. So,
according to his wife, Nimoy's death was due to end-stage chromatic obstructive pulmonary disease.
Dramatic obstructive pulmonary disease.
Yeah.
Is that what you were trying to say?
That's the one.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I'm just reading. You know my reading's terrible. The Star was open about his condition and spoke publicly about it last year.
Okay. Right. So, rest in peace, Leonard Nemoy. Let's move on to the Q&A section, because my PC looks like it's going to explode from being how long it's been recording.
Wow.
Yeah, I think hard drive space is an issue too, so I've got to think of that. So Q&A section quickly, and then we'll wrap the podcast up.
Okay, like we said, we had we asked a few of our meatlings questions, what we could answer for them in the podcast.
Yes, we shall quickly give them a shout out. Rosie Squid, Whamsy, Ginger John, John Wrong. Go.
Okay, Rosie said, why did you decide to do a YouTube videos together?
And before we answer that, first of all, Rosie, well done for getting into the first podcast, and secondly, awesome question.
Very good answer, and very good answer following.
Yeah, a very good answer following. Nice save there. Very good answer following. Well, personally for me, why I decided to do YouTube videos is, as Meatball mentioned before, I have pretty much watched a lot of the Yogscast, and I actually sat and thought, you know what? I could do something like that, but I didn't want to do it on my own, so I asked Mr. Meatball here if he would like to join me, and in a nutshell, he said yes. And this is how it goes until
basically,
today.
If you guys didn't know, the reason why we named ourselves Meatball and Sausage would be a good question as well.
Yeah, actually, save that. People can ask that to us. So
right.
if you want to know why we decided to name ourselves Meatball and Sausage, that's a new question you can put. So yeah.
From basically birth.
From basically birth.
I've had a big passion of gaming.
Yeah, he has.
I've been playing mostly on PCs, personal computers, including Amigas, Ataris, and basically up-to-date PCs. But recently, in the past, 15 years, I've been into consoles as well.
Yeah.
I've got recently a PS4.
Got that for Christmas, didn't you?
I did, yeah, for my brother.
Yeah.
And my parents.
Just out of politeness, let's just quickly give your brother a shout out. For those of you who want to hear Meatball's brother, go to twitch.tv and search the name Kujek, which is spelt Cujek. There you go.
And he also, just a side note, he was also the person who gave, for a very short time, a Minecraft server, which unfortunately he stopped due to funds.
Yeah, Meatlings, actually, I think all four people that actually gave us a question will have been on the server. It was a Minecraft server where we pretty much built a load of stuff. There's a load of videos for all the newcomers who are still listening, and well done to you if you did. For all you new YouTube, all the newcomers, there are lots of videos on the server, so you can actually see them on the YouTube channel. So yay.
We also just we Skype each other. You know, not every day because we do have lives. It's very very weird that we do have lives. But,
yeah, it's very peculiar. It's like, for example, when the weather comes up and it's all foggy, I look at it and go, "Who turned the render distance down?" It's like, I don't remember this. Or if it's too sunny, it's like, can we adjust the brightness, please? But sadly, it's reality, so it don't work.
So basically, we talk on Skype, and we basically just jabber on and on. So basically, we just thought we would share our passion with YouTube and now podcasts.
Yeah, hopefully they're successful.
To our fans, called the Meatlings.
Yeah, right. Next question from Whamsy is aimed at Meatball. If you don't get the reference, watch the Meatball and Sausage news on the YouTube. I can't remember which date, it was the most recent one. He asks, how was it on Mars?
My reply...
Go ahead.
...is very red.
Very
red and fluffy.
Very red and fluffy.
But on a serious topic on Mars,
yes.
Did you actually hear about a group of people which are going to Mars for a one-way trip?
Oh, no, I did not, Meatball. Tell the viewers about this one-way trip to Mars.
But basically, they are trying to colonize. You pronounce that for me.
Colonize?
Yes, basically.
Oh, they're trying to do a colony on Mars.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
Mars. Okay. Of which 5 people are candidates for doing that, and basically they're staying there for one-way trip and never to return back to Earth. Basically, sometime around 2024, they will be rocketed off to Mars. In following years, more people will make the trip. But basically, their mission is to create a colony of red planet, a colony on the red planet.
Colony.
Thank you, and to begin a new era of space exploration. Basically, they want to go further on in the galaxy to have a look around.
And if you think he's bullshitting, guys, go to Google.
Yeah. It's not an actual government mission, though.
So is it not run by NASA then?
No, it's actually run by I think it's let me just read a Dutch company, a Dutch businessman.
All right, fair enough.
Called Bas Lansdorp.
Okay.
But yeah, like
you probably
Sausage
butchered
says,
his name there.
Like Sausage says, please have a look.
Yeah, take a look if you want more interesting details on it, because yeah,
it's quite interesting.
Yeah. Okay, Ginger John, he asks a question. So he wants to know if either of us are interested in playing a musical instrument or have ever played a musical instrument, because he plays the piano and the guitar. So who shall answer this first?
You can if you wish.
Okay. In a nutshell, yes, I can play a musical instrument. The next question should have been, are you any good at it? The answer is, not really. I can sort of play piano, keyboard-esque type things, like things that use keys like that. If I hear a tune, I can sort of play it. I'm not really good with chords, mind, but I can do the main melody, or whatever you want to call it, in the middle. I can do that. I did also have an interest in playing guitar for a really long time. Never got round to it, and to this day I still own an electric guitar given to me by Meatball that I don't really play because it's really difficult.
I understand.
So yeah, and over to Meatball.
Right. In the past, I've played the electric guitar. Basically, I was really into my rock and roll, like Meatloaf, and stuff like that. Yeah, and also I know it's not really rock, but Queen.
That is rock. It's it's kind of the genre. The genre it's set
pop
in
rock.
Is rock. So
yeah.
Easy come, easy go.
Yes. And basically, I got into it that much that I was actually teaching younger people how to play that.
If I hang on, Meatball teaching guitar. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, basically,
sorry, continue.
We want viewers, you know.
We do want viewers. I apologise if I butchered headphone users. I am really sorry. I'll let you continue.
Nowadays, unfortunately, I've lost the will to play the guitar because, like Sausage says, it is a very hard to get into and to keep up with as well.
Once you get it, I mean, the thing that really got me is with playing piano and keyboards and stuff like that. It's very simple. If you want to get any notes to come out like A, B, C, or D, you just press one key. With guitar, to play A, B, C, or D, you need to hold different strings with different amounts of fingers. And memorising all of those and the giant walls of the rest of them to come was just mind-numbing. So I'll leave it to the professionals.
Okay, he's also asked... John Ron.
Yeah, John Ron's question. Go ahead, Meatball.
Basically, he's asking whether we would like to make a series and where we play different MMOs or like single MMO games. Well, basically, yeah, we will be.
Yeah, we're not going to make promises as to when, but they will most likely be meaty sneak peeks.
I was going to say, maybe in some time in the future, but like Sausage says, you know, it is mostly going to be in the meaty sneak peeks because there, like we said in the podcast, there is a lot of great MMOs out there. You know, and I also would love to play them with our meatlings. But also would like your thoughts on which games are good. to play.
I mean, if any of you have ever came across any free-to-play MMOs that you really like, comment section below, let us know.
Yeah, that's our questions and answers section.
Pretty much. So, just a few extra bits to add on to the end before we wrap up this podcast. If this has been uploaded elsewhere other than YouTube, and you are wanting to get into contact with us, and you've been wondering, how am I going to do that? I've not gone onto their YouTube channel. You can email us at meatlings@hotmail.com. That's meatlings@hotmail.com. In your subject heading, just put which section you're referencing, so the YouTube section, gaming section, funny news, or Q&A. If you have any more questions for us, drop a comment below or send us one of those emails. That'll be interesting. And I think that's pretty much everything covered.
I do, as an off note, I do have a few jokes, if you would like to listen to them.
Go on then, sign us out with a couple of jokes before we wrap it up.
Okay, one small one here. Bill Gates falls out a window.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that. Because I actually had one that was coming. Because pretty much what he's trying to get across there is it's an ironic joke, like Bill Gates falls out of a window. But I had another one. Bill Gates chokes on an apple. I think that would be more ironic of a death.
That is definitely more ironic, yeah.
Any other jokes?
Yes, I've got Compact is considering changing the command key to press any key to press return key because of a flood of calls asking where is the any key.
Yeah, so many people are probably just sat there thinking, I've done that. I've actually looked and thought, where the hell's the any key? Any other jokes?
I've got a couple more. Yeah, this is from it's like quotations from famous stars. I've got one here from Robin Williams, the guy who did Flubber, Mrs. Doubtfire,
Yeah.
Okay, he says, see, the problem is that God gives men a brain and a penis, and only enough blood to run one at a time.
Oh, God, yes. I love that quote.
What else have I got? One more, and we can go. This is from, actually, Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple.
Oh, so that ties in nicely with my Bill Gates joke, so there we go.
My girlfriend always laughs during sex, no matter what she's reading.
Oh, my God. Poor guy.
Okay, one more, sorry. This is from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
Right. I saw a woman wearing a sweatshirt with guess on it. I said, thyroid problem?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Arnie. What are you doing, man?
Oh, God. I think that's enough for today.
Alright, okay, so that's been the very first podcast. We don't actually have a name for the podcast, so for now, I'll just dub it the Untitled Podcast.
By Meatball and Sausage.
By Meatball and Sausage. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and stuff like that. If you are listening to this elsewhere, head over to YouTube. Do the same thing, please. Thank you. Because the way you get onto the main front page of YouTube is through likes. The more likes you get on a video, the closer you get to the front page, and the more subscribers we're going to get. So you'll be doing us a huge favour just dropping a like.
Yeah, and like we said on the very first few minutes, we are going to be trying to do this every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If not, then we are going to be carrying them on. But at least give us 2 weeks to
it just gives us enough time to have stuff for the gaming section and find some news, maybe gather some questions together, and genuinely structure the actual podcast so that we can get it. So, if you haven't got anything else to say, I think we'll leave it there.
No, that is it. That's great stuff. Yeah, it's been really good fun, and hopefully you've enjoyed it as well.
Okay, so this is a goodbye from Sausage. Thank you all very much for listening, and I will catch you all next time on the next podcast.
Yes, goodbye from Meatball as well.
Okay, bye guys!
Bye!
Woo!
Bye!